my name is Lisa Norton and I'm with Lora's Mac and we're Material Girlfriends. We wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how to construct the bundles and bows block. You're first going to make two L blocks. One is with a dark L and one is with a light L. And now watch as Lora uses these simple units to create a very interesting block to create the bundles and bows.
We're going to be cutting our 3.5 inch strip out of the L block. Now, if you go ahead and have purchased a 3.5 inch ruler, that makes it awesome and easy. This one is by the Omni Grid. I have a white line that goes all the way through the center. I'm going to line up from point to point with that center line, which means I have 1 3/4 on this side, 1 3/4 on that side. And go ahead and anchor my hand. Cut one. Now I'm going to spin it around. Anchor my hand, check my alignments, and I'm checking the next one. There we go. But what if you didn't have the 3.5 inch ruler available to you? Well, the next best thing is to use some tape and mark it. You can use painter's tape, which I have done here, or you can use a ruler tape, which is also available and usable. So you'll just take the 1 inch and then count to 3/4 inch. You just need to mark the top and the end of your ruler. Don't worry about that middle because the middle's not going anywhere. You're going to line up the 1 3/4 mark with the top, 1 3/4 mark with the bottom. I'm going to anchor it, one cut. I'm going to pivot my mat. Now I'm going to pivot my ruler. I'm going to align that tape with the corner again. Be sure I have 1 3/4 inches on both sides, which makes a total of 3.5 inches right out of the middle. After you've cut out your 3.5 inch strip, you'll take this piece and you're going to rotate it. Now we're going to sew it all back together. You'll lay on the left side, align this little tip with this little tip, put in your 3 pins, and sew that seam down. You'll do the exact same with this side. You're going to align the right, oh, this is the left side. The other side was the right side. You'll put in your pins and you're going to sew that seam down. When you have your seam sewn up, you're going to have this fun little wonky thing that's going there. You'll press toward the dark, and when we say press toward the dark, press toward the most dark. So for example, with this one, I'm pressing toward the center. For this other one, I'm going to be pressing toward it, pressing outward, because this is my most dark, so I'm going to press the seams this direction. Our last step, hooray, we're ready to square it up. You'll take your 8.5 inch square, and don't let me forget to do this with a larger square when we're done. So I'm going to line up my diagonal. I'm going to start with the 0 down here. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 0 is at the center of the arrow. So I have this arrow head. Can you switch it up just a little? So I'm going to align my diagonal, and then I'm going to look where my 5.5 inch mark is. So I'm going to adjust where this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Check my diagonals again. Make sure my 4 points are as close as possible. We are working with fabric. And then I'm ready to trim off. Now lay my hand flat, anchoring my pinky out here. Then I'm going to rotate my mat. I'll do it again. But what if you don't have an 8.5 inch square? What if you only have a 12.5 inch square? Well, it's going to be exactly the same way. We're going to take our arrow. Here's our arrow. We're going to start with the 0. So our 0's down on this end. I'm going to find my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. I'm going to make sure everything is within the 8.5 inch block. And then I'm going to trim off one side, trim off the other side. Wait, now I have this side to trim off. So I'm going to spin my mat so it's easier for me to do my rotary cutter. But now I'm also going to spin my ruler. So I'm going to take my square, I'm going to line that up at the 8.5-inch mark so that I know that my block is going to be squared to 8.5 inch. Lay my hand flat, trim off one side, trim off the other side, and there I have my bundles and bows block ready to get pieced together. So we're going to have so much fun with that. And here's another one.
What a fun block to make. Thanks, Laura. So like and subscribe and leave us a comment. Thanks for watching.